Hello, this is a quick video dealing with zero for an exponent and negative exponents. Now, a quick review overall on exponents. As you will see, anything raised to a power, an exponent, means that number is being multiplied by itself the number of times for the exponent. So 2 cubed would be 2 times 2 times 2, which if you do the math is 8, or 5 cubed would be 5 times 5 times 5, which would equal 125. So the exponent basically means how many times is a number being multiplied by itself. So as you can see, we got 2 squared is 4, 2 to the first is 2, 5 squared is 25, 5 to the first is 5. As you increase the number of times a number is multiplied by itself, the exponent goes up. Or, if we need to go down, we can eliminate the number of times a number is being multiplied by itself, or basically that would be dividing. Which brings me to the point that if we needed to figure out 2 to the 0 or 5 to the 0, means we're going to take the previous number and divide by said number. So in the case of 2 to the 0, we'd be doing 2 divided by 2, or we'd get 1. In the case of 5 to the 0th power, we'd be taking the 5 from 5 to the first and divide that by 5. Once again, we would get 1. So, in conclusion, or what we really want to say is, anything to the 0th power should end up equaling 1. Now, the good news about this is if we look at the first example, no matter how ugly the example is, and this one's fairly ugly, you got 5x squared y cubed divided by 2x to the 5th y squared. All of that's inside the parentheses, but since the whole set of parentheses is to the 0th power, that means the answer to this one is just 1, because the whole set of parentheses is raised to the 0th power. Anything to the 0th power is 1. All right, so let's backtrack one to where we were a second ago. What about negative exponents, such as 2 to the negative first or 5 to the negative first? Well, once again, if we are decreasing the exponent, we're dividing. So in the case of 2 to the negative first, we're taking the 1, the previous answer, and we're dividing by 2 again, or we're getting 1/2. If we take the 5 to the negative first, we take the 1, and in this case we'd be dividing by the 5, or we'd get 1/5. One way some people look at it is to say that anything with the negative exponent is in the wrong part of the fraction, meaning that we could have put the 2 to the negative first over 1 and basically just flip-flopped it. Same thing for the 5 to the negative first. You want to make it a positive exponent, move it to the bottom. Brings us to example number 2. We got 5x to the negative third y squared. So if you want to rewrite this so it has no negative exponents, first thing you want to do is put the whole thing over 1 so that you're starting with a fraction. I recommend taking a second, looking at all numbers that do not have an exponent with them, such as the 5, putting the 1 as the exponent. Then it's just a matter of looking to see whether the exponent is positive or negative. So if you do this bit by bit, 5 is being raised to the first power, 1 is positive, so the 5 would stay where it's at in the fraction. The x is being raised to the negative third power. Since that's a negative exponent, we can make it a positive exponent by moving the x to the bottom part of the fraction. And if we look at the y to the second, the 2 is a positive exponent, means the y is going to stay where it's at in the numerator. If we look at example 3, we got 8x to the 4th, y to the negative 2nd over 3w to the 0th power, z to the negative 5th. Once again, we want to do each part individually. Take a second, put in exponents where there are none listed, and then do each part bit by bit. So 8's raised to the first, 1's positive, 8's going to stay in the numerator. X to the 4th. The exponent's 4, it's positive, it stays in the numerator. The y to the negative 2nd. We now have a negative exponent, so make it a positive exponent. We're going to move the y to the 2nd to the denominator. If we start looking at the numbers that are originally in the denominator, the 3 to the first, 1's positive, so 3 is going to stay in the bottom. W to the 0th power, anything to the 0th power we've said is 1. 1 times anything is the anything, so 3 times 1 is still going to be the 3. So we don't have to do anything for that. All right, the z to the negative 5th, since the exponent's negative, we need to move that. So in this case, the z to the 5th can become a positive exponent by moving it to the numerator. All right, now here's one for you to try. Good luck.